we were able to finish off what we call the 10-foot octagon. That is level 6 is now complete, and having level 6 complete actually brings us to 60% of our sand. We now have 60% of the sand that I'm going to use in the entire project into the forms. So to put that into perspective, we're 12 feet high, we're going 48 feet, 50 feet, and you still have 2/3 of the height to go, but we only have 40% of sand that's going to fill that. So it's going to go a lot faster. This is going to get a lot bigger. There's going to be more people involved. We have to have a lot of adults. We're starting to get ready. We put the scaffolding up last night, or Saturday night. We stayed late. We've got the scaffold tower started, which will be the bucket brigade up through the scaffold. We're designing how that's going to work. I've actually modified it a little bit to make it a little bit, for me, easier for people, number one, to climb it. Number two, we're going to be harnessing everybody in. We go to the hard hats. We have a level already that the first platform is for children that are 12 years of age. After they're 12, we go to the under 18 age, which is at the 12-foot mark. And once we go past the 12-foot mark, everybody has to be 18 or over. I don't let anybody go up for look-sies, none of that. We try to keep everything safe. I've been accident-free for the 4 castles. You know, we have a few people that will get a splinter, or they'll, cut themselves on a seashell in the sand. But I want to keep this very minimal and make it very safe. This is a great project, and this is building one heck of a canvas that I've never would have imagined to have a canvas like this to carve, and especially for such a great reason. So we're going to, we've redesigned our slides so the buckets come flying down. They're not going to bounce into anybody if we can help it. We're going to have a rake to pull things out. We're thinking of everything possible that we can to make this a fun event. I've added a second sandbox, or we've been using 2 sandboxes. The front sandbox with no scaffolding will now be utilized by the children. And because I'm doing a boardwalk dedication in the front of the castle, we have a big wide path for them to actually walk on the first level. And they'll be walking back and forth with full buckets. And then on this side, they'll be running back and forth over to their pit where they're filling buckets. They'll be bringing back the empty buckets that come down the slide. So we're going to keep children engaged through the whole process. I've never been really able to do that, because once I get into the higher heights, it's really either the kids are in the pit or they're bringing empty buckets. Now they can keep shoveling, they can keep seeing their buckets shoot up to the tower. So I'm really trying to get this where everybody can experience the full build right up to the point where I unwrap the first form. And then as I come down, we're actually going to be setting it up where we're dropping the sand back into the actual boxes, or into a reserve area where we'll actually be making auxiliary carvings. So we'll be doing squishy feet, and I'll be coming down for my breaks and working with people on other auxiliary projects, as well as we got to build the moat. And so I'm really excited. I've got a vision all the way through this one where we can keep everybody engaged, and we keep all ages on site. It's so important for me to see all ages without just people, coming by and just just observing and watching. We want people to engage and enjoy. So that's where we're at right now. What I have found when I build the castle, it's not just about the castle, it's about the surrounding area as well, that you want this to be user-friendly. I've always been in the parks, and last time I built these sand walls with a picket fence that we built, and I really am looking forward to this site because, number one, I'm on the beach. Number two, we're putting a 14-foot wall around this thing so we can keep the admission going for the whole summer to raise as much money as we can for the storm. But along with designing a castle, you have to design the entire site. And that's something that I've had so much fun doing on this particular site. I was given pretty much what I call probably one of the best pieces of property that you could possibly want to put a castle on. First, I'm on the beach. Second, I'm right near bathrooms. I'm right near all the activity on the boardwalk. It's a wonderful site. So with that, around the castle is important to me, that people can come in and walk around, feel like you're on the beach. The sand will be between your toes. You get to walk around and look at the castle. But the idea of coming off the boardwalk, we've actually got access that we've put in. We've built these stairs. I've got one of our sponsors, McCann Construction, has actually come in, and the guys are actually building stairs for me. I've got Safeguard Fence, who's another sponsor of ours. They've actually put the railings up for me. They're going to be doing white picket vinyl railing all the way around the site when we're done, around the castle. They're working with me with a sponsor board as well. So we've got a lot of technical things. Inside of the scaffolding is fun for me too. I got a 14-foot wall of scaffold, which I'm hoping to have kind of like a catwalk for me to go from one end of the site to the other and just pop out a door and I'll be, well, how did you get from there to here? It's going to be kind of like popping out behind the curtain. So my thing that I'm going to be doing along with the scaffold is we're trying to make it so that we have some great merchandise areas, that we have a beautiful built-in ticket booth where I can put a fan on them or put a little air conditioner in if I have to. We're going to really design the site to be all-inclusive, comfortable for those that are volunteering, because we're going to have a lot of volunteers that will be ambassadors. We will be training a whole slew of volunteers to go ahead and talk to people about the biggest questions we get, which are always what happens when it rains. Even after a rainstorm, people come back the next day, what happens when it rains? Well, it rained yesterday and nothing happened. So it's those type of questions and the technical stuff that I want to train. So again, the site planning and getting this thing where we'll actually have entrances and exits, and I got fire doors that I'm putting in. There's a lot more to it than just building a castle. And I love the challenge, and I love working with the town. They have the inspector coming down and working with me. The town has been great. The owners of the property, the Serenos have been awesome to work with. Everybody is just supporting. So I think you'll find as the vision of not just the castle comes out of my head, the vision of our sand stage that I'm developing in the back, and I've just had a young volunteer that just joined the team, and he wants to help design that stage. We're going to have a lot of really neat things happen to this site by me utilizing the strength of the volunteers beyond just putting buckets of sand into a castle.